Hello students, we are learning Operating System Unit 4. Today's topic is paging with TLB. In my last video, I discussed about problems of the simple paging, or in other words, we can say that the disadvantages of the paging. So what was the disadvantage? Two access for a memory. So what are the two access? For the first time we have to access the page table, and after accessing the page table we will get to know the frame number, and these two access process makes accessing of our data or the instruction slow. To overcome this problem, there is paging with TLB. What is a TLB? As we already discussed, it is a translation look aside buffer. What is this TLB? It is a fast, small cache inside the CPU, and it stores the recent page to frame translations. Here is the diagram of paging with TLB. Here is the diagram of paging with TLB. As we all know, CPU generates a logical address, also known as virtual address. Logical address is divided into page number and the offset. Here is the TLB. What happens is, operating system first checks in TLB if the page is present. If the page is present, it is known as TLB hit. So if the page is present in this TLB, it is known as TLB hit. It simply means that frame number found quickly, compute the physical address and access the memory. If the page is not there in the TLB, then it is called as TLB miss. Then in that case, the page table is consulted. Here the page table is consulted and translation is added to TLB, and then for the future use the memory can be accessed. So if there is a TLB hit, actually we save time, and for TLB miss, for the first time from the page table we have to assign that page to the TLB. What are the benefits of TLB? It speeds up virtual to physical address translation, it reduces the memory latency and makes paging more efficient. The next topic that we segmentation. So what exactly is a segmentation? Segmentation is also the memory management technique. In this case, the memory is divided into variable sized segment. Paging was divided into fixed sized segments. Each segment representing a logical unit of the program, such as code, or we can say the instructions that we wrote, then the data or the variable that we have in our program, and the stack used by our function calls and the return addresses. Segmentation divides the process into segments. Each segment contains the same type of functions, such as main function. Then main function can be in one segment. Library functions can again be included in other segment. So here is the diagrammatical representation. You see, this is our main function. Main function is calling a function called as sub1, and it also calls a function called as sub2. So this main function can be referred to as segment 0. The body of the function sub1 can be referred to as segment 1 or the other segment, and the body of the function sub2 can be referred to as segment 2. So here you can see we have a program. In our program we have a main function, and in main function we call two functions sub1 and sub2. Main function is divided into segment 0. Function sub1 is divided into segment 1, and function sub2 is divided into segment 2. So these are the numbers given to each separate segment. We can also call it as a user's view. So segment 0 is main program, segment 1 is our function sub1, and segment 2 is our function sub2. Let us see how do we translate the logical address into physical address by the segment table. CPU generates the logical address which contains two parts, segment number and offset. And the operating system also generates a segment map table for each program. So here you can see in this diagram, this is our main program, which is segment 0. Then this is our function sub1, which is segment 1. And this is our function sub2, which is segment 2. Now these segments are mapped to the segment map table. So you see this is segment 0, this is segment 1 and this is segment 2. Now if you see in this table, you can see the limit register and the base register. For segment 0, what is the limit register? 500. What is the base address? 3000. Okay. And access is, it is executable. Okay. Now let us see the main memory. In main memory, find the base address 3000. So here is the base address 3000. What is the limit of our segment 0? 500. So this 3000 to 3500 will be given to our main function, or we can say will be given to segment 0. Next is our function sub1. So if you see, what is the limit of function sub1? 200. What is the base address? 4000. So you see here 4000 plus 200 is 4200. So this particular block of memory will be given to our function sub1, or in other words we can say this is given to the segment 1. 4800 plus 100 is 4900. So this particular block of memory will be given to our function sub2, or in other words we can say that this is given to the segment 2. What are the different advantages of the segmentation? There is no internal fragmentation and average segment size is larger than the actual page size. Less overhead. It is easier to relocate the segment than the entire address space. Segment table is of lesser size compared to page table in paging. What are some disadvantages of segmentation? It can have external fragmentation. It is difficult to allocate contiguous memory to variable sized partitions and costly memory management algorithms. Let us see the difference between paging and segmentation. Paging is non-contiguous memory allocation. Segmentation also is a non-contiguous memory allocation method. Paging divides the program into fixed size pages, whereas segmentation divides the program into variable size segments. Who is responsible for paging? Operating system. And who is responsible for segmentation? Compiler. Paging is faster than segmentation and segmentation is slower than paging. Paging is close to operating system and segmentation is close to the user. Paging suffers from internal fragmentation, whereas segmentation suffers from the external fragmentation. That's all for today. Thank you.